What's up, brothers and sisters? Welcome back to Haiku I Do. And you already know what we do it for, man. We do it for hip hop up in this. So a lot of people are going to miss the fact that Pretty Ugly dropped one of the dopest rap albums in 2021. And I think part of the reason is because, in today's music climate, there's a lot of focus on downloads, streams, a number of shows that an artist is getting, the number of followers that they have, and what people do, they take all those things which have got nothing to do with rapping, by the way. They take those things and they use them as a metric for artistic brilliance, to say this rapper is hot or this rapper is not hot. And fortunately, this is the only platform where we actually focus purely on lyricism. If a rapper is dope, a rapper is actually dope. It doesn't matter, how many streams or downloads they're actually getting. And when it comes to lyricism, Pretty Ugly is pretty ugly with it. So without wasting time, and let's just get straight into this freestyle and see what Pretty Ugly is getting up to.
Freestyle Fridays. It's pretty ugly. Your favorite rapper's best verse sounds a lot like my ad libs. And I ain't really good at doing ad libs.
Your favorite rapper's best verse sounds a lot like my ad libs. And I ain't really good at doing ad libs. So ad libs is like those backing vocals that rappers usually do. Like they'll say a line and then they'll back it up with something else in the background. So basically what he's saying is, Pretty Ugly, your favorite rapper at his best sounds like Pretty Ugly at his worst because he can't do ad libs. Well, he says he's not good at them.
Sounds a lot like my ad libs. And I ain't really good at doing ad libs. Rap acrobat, rhyme schemes, doing backflips. No cap, my last 3 projects were a hack trick.
Rap acrobat, rhyme schemes, doing backflips, right? So we know an acrobat, it's like those people at they're mostly at the circus, where they do backflips and stuff like that. So he says that he does that, but with the rhyme schemes. His rhyme schemes are doing backflips. And then he says, no cap, my last 3 projects were a hat trick. Now, no cap means no lie. My last 3 projects were a hat trick. A hat trick is basically where you're being successful at something for 3 times, like in 3 consecutive times. Like maybe on a soccer match, if a player scores 3 goals in the same match, it's called a hat trick because you're doing 3 things that are successful like at a consecutive level, which is what he's saying about his albums, that his past 3 albums were basically a hat trick. But the use of the word no cap, meaning no cap, and hat trick, hat. So the use of the word cap and hat in the same sentence, that's actually dope.
Like my ad libs. And I ain't really good at doing ad libs. Rap acrobat, rhyme schemes, doing backflips. No cap, my last 3 projects were a hack trick. Classic, one trick ponies get their ass kicked.
That's classic. The fact that his last 3 albums were a hat trick, it's classic. Because we hardly ever get that in hip hop, where a rapper will drop 3 successful albums. They might be good at the first one, but second, by the third one, it's already a problem. So he's saying it's a classic, that he's got 3 consecutive albums that are actually, good albums, right? But he says,
last 3 projects were a hack trick. Classic, one trick ponies get their ass kicked.
One trick ponies get their ass kicked. So a one trick pony is someone who is good or talented in only one thing. They're only able to do this one thing, right? So one trick ponies get their ass kicked, meaning you get kicked out. But one trick pony, a pony is basically a small horse or a donkey. And a donkey is called an ass. So it's like the use of the word pony and ass in the same sentence again, which is, I think, is quite common in this freestyle. His rhyme scheme, he likes using like 2 words that are related, like on the first and the last part of his sentence. Words that are either interchangeable based on the way they're written or the sound of the word. So he's very good at that kind of rhyme scheme. If you check throughout this freestyle.
My last 3 projects were a hack trick. Classic, one trick ponies get get their ass kicked. I wife the bad chick, so I don't ever gotta ass kiss.
I wife the bad chick, so I don't ever have to ass kiss. So you know if you've got a bad chick, right? You don't have to ass kiss. You don't have to beg her for stuff. Like, she knows what's going down. That's how he's saying that he wifed a bad chick, so he doesn't ever have to ask kiss. He doesn't have to beg and and do stuff like that because she knows what's up basically.
Trick ponies get their ass kicked. I wife the bad chick, so I don't ever gotta ass kiss. Good pussy don't only come from a bad bitch. It's only bitch niggas on the net that's getting catfish.
Good pussy don't only come from a bad bitch. We don't know. Do we know if good pussy only comes from bad bitches? I don't know. But it says it's only bad niggas on the net that's getting it's only bitch niggas on the net that's getting catfished. So if you're a bitch nigga and you're getting catfished is like when you're speaking to someone on the internet and they're not who they say they are. So they're either using somebody else's pictures to try and lure you to send them money and stuff like that. So you have to be a bitch nigga for you to get tricked by someone on the internet when they're using either a fake profile or they're using somebody else's pictures, right? But his use of the word net, meaning the internet, but net as in a fish net to getting catfished, because a catfish is a type of fish. So use the word net and catfish. Like I said, he likes that rhyme scheme of using words in the beginning and at the end that actually either have similar meanings, or if you look at the sound of them, So bitch niggas on the net, meaning the internet, but also the fish net that are getting catfished, which a catfish is on the net, like a fishing net. So that's a dope rhyme scheme there.
Don't only come from a bad bitch. It's only bitch niggas on the net that's getting catfished. Says she a virgin, but the streets know she active. Don't want your girl, not a lot or a tad bit, but might hit her up when my girl needs a cat lick. Schooling all these rappers and these niggas get outclassed quick.
Yeah, nah. Said your girl says she's a virgin, but the streets know she's active. I don't want your girl, not a lot, not even a tad bit, like not even but I might hit her up if my girl needs her cat licked. So her cat licked obviously refers to her vagina, right? And as far as I know, every guy, would want an opportunity to see their girl getting it down with another girl, but maybe that's just me.
Only bitch niggas on the net that's getting catfished. Says she a virgin, but the streets know she active. Don't want your girl, not a lot or a tad bit, but might hit her up when my girl needs a cat lick. Schooling all these rappers and these niggas get outclassed quick.
Schooling all these rappers and these niggas get outclassed quick. So schooling and outclassed, right? So if you're outclassed, it's like you're below par. So the use of the word schooling all these rappers and then they get outclassed quick. So that's how pretty much he wrote.
When my girl needs a cat lick. Schooling all these rappers and these niggas get outclassed quick. It's pretty clear. A lot of y'all look trash in your class pick. It's graphic. Cause people on these apps made up.
There he goes again. It's graphic because people on these apps made of plastic, right? It's graphic because graphics, when you're using an app, people on apps, the software, they use graphics basically for the apps, that people use for filters and stuff like that. So it says it's graphic, people's on these apps made of plastic. So graphics and apps, that's basically the words that they basically use.
A lot of y'all look trash in your class pick. It's graphic. Cause people on these apps made of plastic. Matrix, abracadabra, I do magic. I held the matchstick, I said a rap and got the match lit.
Ooh. I held the matchstick, I said a rap and got the match lit. So
abracadabra, I do magic. I held the matchstick, I said a rap and got the match lit.
So what that means is that he's spitting fire. Because if you're holding a matchstick and you spit and then the match is lit, it means that you're spitting fire, which is what he basically does.
The grass is greener where you water it. Keep the grass clipped. Walk with your eye on a snake or get your calf bit.
Walk with your eye on the snake or get your calf bit. So if you're not paying attention to the snakes, They might bite your curve. What do they call it? This thing here at the bottom, that thing.
You water it, keep your grass clipped. Walk with your eye on a snake or get your calf bit. Average, your hottest MC's list is tragic. Stone GT's list needs 5 of my verses added.
Ooh, average. Your hottest MC list is tragic. Now we all know the recently published MTV Base hottest MC list for 2021 is definitely tragic. I mean, even the one 2020 was very questionable. But this one for 2021, I mean, when I looked at them put Maclera Doughboy at number 10, and then they put him next to D Koala. And then at the end, they ended up removing Maclera Doughboy to put D Koala at number 10. That's when I knew that no, the game has left the streets. I don't know what is going on right now. Like, for you to put Maclera Doughboy next to D Koala. Like, but anyway, yeah, he says your hottest MC list is tragic. Stogie's list needs 5 of my verses added. So we know Stogie T has got that competition. I don't think he still does it, but he used to do it with Slicker Online, where he'd basically take a verse of the month, and I think he did it for every month, and then at the end of the year, they'll look at like a verse for the whole year. They'll give an award for like the hottest verse of the whole year. So he's saying that Stogie's list needs 5 of his verses added to say, if we're looking at 12 months worth of verses, 5 of those have to be from Pretty Ugly. And if the game is fair, let's be honest, man, I haven't come across a whack verse from Pretty Ugly since. But hey, the game works differently.
Your hottest MC's list is tragic. Stone GT's list needs 5 of my verses added. I grab a rabbit, I stab it to stack on the carrots. Snack on the batters while you scavenge on the maggots.
I grab a rabbit, I stab it to stack on the carrots. Now that's dope because he's playing on the word carrot there, right? We know that rabbits eat carrots, right? So if you were to stab a rabbit, you'd come across a lot of carrots, right? Which is because it's what rabbits eat. But steak on the carrots, he's actually referring to his grills, right? Like a carrots of gold because he wears a lot of grills. So staking on the carrots means he's buying more jewelry, he's buying more grills. But he sets that sentence up by saying, I grab a rabbit, I stab it to stack on the carrots, to make it sound like he's talking about the rabbit, the animal, but actually he's talking about carrots, which is gold and all the platinum that he wears on his grills and stuff like that.
I stab it to stack on the carrots. Snack on the batters while you scavenge on the maggots.
He's definitely snacking on the baddest. If you know Pretty Ugly's girlfriend, well, wife at this point, then you definitely know that he's snacking on the baddest, and while the rest scavenge on the maggots. You know the maggots, those small insects that usually find them if a body's decomposing. If there's a decomposing body, there'll be maggots somewhere there.
How you talk about drip? Your raps are averages. Your fabric don't compare me to no rappers that don't even own their masters. You odd characters. I'm here to even out the actors.
Ooh, you odd characters. I'm here to even out the actors. An odd character is, it's basically someone who lacks common sense and intelligence, right? It's an odd character. I'm here to even out the actors. To even out the actors, it basically means to get rid of those who are just acting, who are not here to rap and do the thing. They're just acting. But his use of the word odd and even, we know in mathematics there's odd numbers and then there's even numbers. So that rhyme scheme again of using 2 words in a sentence: odd characters, even out the actors; odd numbers, even numbers.
Rappers that don't even own their masters. You odd characters. I'm here to even out the actors. Just remember that an apple took the Eden out of Adam, giving Ethan out to fathom. A heathen started planning, so imagine what would happen if we eat another apple.
Ooh, okay, let's take that back. That's
But out the actors, just remember that an apple took the Eden out of Adam.
Just remember that the apple took the Eden out of Adam. That's what happened. After Adam ate the apple, he got thrown out of Eden, and we lost all of that. And then he says, giving Eve an outer phantom. So Eve started getting ideas, basically some kind of understanding, which led to, you know,
Give an heathen out to fathom. A heathen started.
yeah, a heathen started planning. So a heathen is someone who's an unbeliever. So with Adam eating the apple and getting thrown out of Eden, that's basically how everything started to go south for us. Like if you look at the kind of society we're living in right now, I mean, it's heathens everywhere. And you know, if you can imagine
That an apple.
if Adam ate another
Took the Eden out of Adam, given heathen out to fathom. A heathen started planning, so imagine what would happen if we eat another apple.
can you imagine what would happen if we were to eat another apple? I mean, things went this bad the first time around. So imagine what would happen if, you know, Adam actually ate another apple. I mean,
In your top five, really I should take 4 spots. Pretty ugly, me, myself, and I. Give me more props. Tell by the way these niggas rap, they got small cocks. Taking shots that you miss is how you niggas ball drop.
taking shots that you missed, that's how you niggas both drop. So they're saying if you got a small cock, you miss the shots, right? And that's why your ball, that's why you drop the ball, basically. So he's using it like a sexual innuendo, but he's actually talking about the fact that, you know,
These niggas rap, they got small cocks. Taking shots that you.
yeah, he's talking about if people, he's basically taking the shots that most rappers are missing, and that's why the rappers are ball dropping, right? They're dropping the ball. They're not performing up to standard. They're not giving us raps up to standard.
This is how you niggas ball drop. Your girl will walk through, niggas get in touch like doorknobs. Hit you.
Your girl will walk through, niggas are getting touched like doorknobs. So walk through, you know, you walk through a door. That's why niggas are getting touched like doorknobs, right? You're getting touched that your girl is basically easy, you know. But he means it in a literal sense as well to say, you know, your girl is like a walk through, like a door. That's why niggas are getting touched like doorknobs.
So a spot, niggas ball drop. Your girl will walk through, niggas get in touch like doorknobs. Hit you sore spot, punchlines make your jaws drop. Don't wanna hear no gun chats in your talk pops. Your favorite rapper is about as armed as a mall cop.
Don't wanna hear no gun chats in your talk, pops. Like you can't talk about guns because your favorite rapper is as about as armed as a mall cop. So you know the movie by what's that guy? Paul Blood. Yeah, I think his name is Paul Blood. Yeah, it's Paul Blood, Mall Cop, the name of the movie or something like that. So we all know mall cops. I mean, they have literally no weapons, you know. So he's basically saying he doesn't want to hear no gun talks when it comes to these rappers because your favorite rapper is literally as armed as a mall cop.
No gun chats in your talk pops. Your favorite rapper is about as armed as a mall cop. And I am not alarmed. I can snooze through your all tops.
I am not alarmed. I can snooze through your autops. Now, to say he's not alarmed means he's not triggered. Like he's not anxious or anything like that. You know, he can snooze through your autops. He can snooze, which means he can actually sleep while they're doing your autopsy, which is an examination of a dead body. So he says he's not phased, man. Like he can sleep while they're busy examining, you know, your dead body, right? But his use of the word alarmed and snooze, right? Because you know you snooze and alarm. So he's going back to that rhyme scheme again to say, I am not alarmed. I can snooze through your autopsy, right? I can sleep while they're busy, you know, examining your dead body.
On the as a mall cop, and I am not alarmed. I can snooze through your all tops. On the type to sit and eat a meal while your corpse rots. Telling tall lies, you a short shot. Sandaled, you niggas are the ones that we saw flop.
Telling tall lies, you're a sure shot. So a sure shot is something that fails due to lack of experience or knowledge, you know, when you don't know what you're doing. So he's saying these rappers are telling tall lies, but they're a sure shot. Sandaled. You niggas are the reasons that we saw flop. So the use of the word sandal and flop, we know that like sandals are flops, right? coming back to that rhyme scheme he likes to do.
Eyes, you a short shot, sandaled. You niggas are the ones that we saw flop. Word is way by how you looking for hyenas. I'm 9 cheaters with white beaters. Nice features, make
Word to swear, but how you looking for hyenas? So we know if you go to swear in the morning, if you get there and you kill the beat, you're considered a hyena, right? So anyone who goes to sway and kills it is a hyena. So he says where to sway because sway is looking for hyenas. He's saying he is 9 cheaters, basically to say not even hyenas. He's 9 cheaters with a wife beater, and you know that's basically his swag.
way by how you looking for hyenas. I'm 9 cheaters with white beaters. Nice features mixed with night creeper. I'm high fever and fly sneakers. So much drip when I spit, I could fill up a 5 liter.
So much drip when I spit, I can fill up a 5 liter. Right. So yeah, man, that is it for today's edition of the Freestyle Friday. That I'm reacting to. And yeah, man, Pretty Ugly is literally like one of the, for me, I would argue that I would put him in the top 5 of best lyricist in the country, but that's just me personally. He really is. He, like, the album, especially if we look at the album that he gave us, it's very compact, it's very well thought of, the idea, because the thing about a good hip hop album is that it needs to have an agenda. It needs to be cohesive and then have an agenda to say what is the purpose, what is the point of making this album. And with his album, Soil, it was pretty clear that he said it from the beginning that hare repeng bafuthu. So the whole idea of the album is to say let's go back to rap, and that's definitely something that Pretty Ugly knows how to do. Hare repeng bafuthu. But anyway, man, yeah. Thank you for watching the video, and as you know, man, you have to take care of your mental, and yeah, look after yourself. Peace and love.